Making my own choice is important to me because I feel like I have my own responsibility.
When I choose what I want to do, I feel comfortable. I decided to put all my research into a blog because I want everyone around the world to see it and know how snow is formed and what causes blizzards.
Student learning, to me, it has to be about engagement. They have to come to school and they want to learn. They want to be part of the learning and co-construct it. They don't want to be told what they have to learn. And yes, we do have AusVals now and we do have a set curriculum, but it's how you deliver it.
This photograph is good because there's two directions that lead you to Charlie's eyes.
And a line going from here, and like that.
And the photo's really interesting because it covers the whole screen.
Choosing what I do is great because I have pictures already in my mind what I want to do.
When I choose my own work, I feel really excited because I'm going to find out information that nobody else has found, and it's going to be interesting.
It has to be local to global. It's got to be worldwide. They've got to be connected and they've got to be able to collaborate. It's all these 21st century schools.
Having my own question is really inspiring because I want to think deeply about it. It's mine. My question that I'm researching is about how many species of pond plants are there, like around the world, and recently I had like 3 questions in my book that I wrote down, and once I thought about them, I thought they were kind of boring. So I wanted something interesting and more complex and fun. So I started thinking about what really interests me. So I asked myself, what do I really want to learn about?
In the finding out stage or the researching stage, that's where they're really trying to answer their big research question. But then the going further stage is where the students now look at, what can I do to help with this topic? Where does this fall in my life? Is there something that I can do to improve this situation? Or is there a solution that I can implement in my life? And part of that also is making those global connections with their topic that they're researching.
I have discovered that Melbourne wasted lots of water. I want to find out 10 things to reduce Melbourne's wasted water. And with these things, I will put it on my poster and share it to my integrated class.
We follow the model where students devise their wonderings. From that, they do their finding out, their tuning in. They then move on to their big question. After their big question, they go into their research phase, and after their research phase, they then need to take action. And I think it's the take action phase that is the most important as far as student voice, because that is the phase where they are able to have total control.
Action.
The Deforest Action Project would be the most obvious, I suppose, example of where the students have been able to make a difference. The students were able to tap into local government, to federal government. They were able to collaborate with students across the world. They were able to work with multinational companies. And I think that has been, for our students, the most valuable experience, because they came away with the feeling that as children they were able to make a difference.
By their very nature, children in the early years of schooling, the 0 to 8 framework, clearly shows that little children are all about me. They really want to explore their own learning in their own way. They're naturally inquisitive, and just by their very nature they drive everyone to distraction with why. Why did this happen? Why does this work? Why are there no dinosaurs? Why does that frog make that noise? In the early years, that's an inquiry approach to allow them to ask their questions and to explore their questions.
We have a big focus on inquiry approach and inquiry learning. So the children have a physical box at the start of the year. They'll bring in something that interests them. So it could be a toy, it could be a photograph of something, a book. They then put it in that learning box and that becomes their focus. So it's very student-centred. I don't have any control. So the first thing we do is find out their prior knowledge. So I ask the children, what do you already know about your topic? And we'll video clip them and go around and the children will say, well, I know that cars transport people to places. And then I ask them, well, what would you like to find out about cars? So they direct those questions. From there, I then teach them how to use the internet to find relevant, applicable information to answer their questions.
It doesn't last for very long, this developmental stage, but if we teach them and capitalise on it when they're at that age, then later on in the primary school you can then teach them how to broaden their thinking, how to go to a deeper level with their questions, how to use wider research skills, and then also how to be critical users of the information they find.
Our class made a blog and we typed up what we learned and our research findings. We asked the person about their research, which really challenged them to find out the answer. Someone asked me, do you know anything about lily pads blooming or flowers that lily pads have? And I said no, so I had to research that up and put that part into my presentation. They kept on asking me really tough questions that I'd never thought about. It was really fun, but challenging also.